In this video, I'll quickly show you how you can create questions in Maple.TA very effectively and very quickly. So I'll use this question for my demo. This is a question which tests your understanding or your students' understanding of polynomial factorization. So you see the question offers you a cubic polynomial. It tells you that one of the roots of this polynomial is like so, and you have to provide the two factors of this cubic, two real factors of this cubic. One is a linear factor, the other one is quadratic factor. We all know how to solve this problem, right? I mean, I will use this Maple session to solve it first. So if we know is one of the roots, say if b is one of the roots, which is -5 on 2 plus 3 on 2 times I, this is one of the roots. Yeah, so the other root will be complex conjugate of b, because the polynomial here with real coefficients. So one of the factors involved will be this factor, z take b times z take c. I will need to expand this to see the actual quadratic polynomial. Yeah, and the other factor will be, we can use this fact that the absolute value of my b root is, let's just say square, is 17 by 2, because the last coefficient here is 51 on 4. The remaining root, which will be 51 on 4, divided by 17 on 2. Well, with minus. Yeah, this is one of the Vieta's. It's a result from Vieta's theorem. Yeah, so this is the other root. So my linear factor will be z plus 3 on 2. Okay, so now if I type my response, my linear factor will be z plus 3, but I'll double it to make it integer, 2 times z plus 3, and my quadratic factor will be this factor, and again I'll double it to make it completely integral. It will be 2 times z squared plus 10 times z plus 17. This is a correct response. If I grade it, it is indeed a correct response. So let's just now go back and see how we can create a question like this. Okay, here I'll show you that the main tool which allows you to make these questions in a very quick and effective way is this extension, MapleQ. The one which helps you to do these questions in a really quick way. All right, let's just have a look at this. So this is a Maple.TA. This is this question. We just close this preview. This is a question we just responded to with you. If I click this edit button, you will see this standard dialog or standard page which allows you to edit question, but we're not going to use this. Instead, we're going to click right here. This is a MapleQ extension installed into my Google Chrome. If I click here, it will open the same question but from different perspective. This is a content I typed to create this. Let's just match it with the actual question. Well, I'll do it like this. Yeah. So this is a content I actually typed to create this question. Let's just try to see what happens here. So this block between these 3 hashtags, that's the Maple code which creates the question. Look what happens within this Maple code. First, I generate A, which is the I divided by 2, and I is a random number between -6 and 6. So A will be the first root of my polynomial. I randomly generate this between -6 by 2 to 6 by 2. B is a second root, and this time I use another two random numbers, j and k, generated here, -6, 6, and the other one from 1 to 6, to make sure that the b is a proper complex number with the proper imaginary part. I excluded 0 from here. See, also by 2, so just to deal a bit with fractions, to have a bit of a fractions presence. C is a complex conjugate, and now I generate my factors. P will be z take a, and q will be expansion of z take b times z take c. Now, this block, which actually formats the question And the beauty of this block is that you see you can reference within this block, you can reference the elements of your Maple code. Like in here, I say factorize the following polynomial. I say P of Z equals, and here within dollar signs, I can say expand P times Q. P times Q, this is my expansion, and that's the one which prints this polynomial. This line is produced by this very short coding. Dollar signs expand P times Q. And when I supply, when I let students know what is one of the roots, is this line. You see, Z equals dollar sign B, where the B is referencing this B, the one which is randomly generated earlier within my Maple block. Now the final bit here is this line which accepts student response. So this dollar response in capitals, that's what will contain within Maple.TA the whatever students type in this box. And now this VF function, look at this, it's defined here. That's the one which does the actual verification. Look what it does. It assumes that the response is a list of two polynomials, linear and quadratic. And see what the VF does? ANS is the one which contains this list of two polynomials. And here within this line, the Maple commands, what they do, they substitute into the first element of this list the first root and check whether this substitution delivers 0 right here. Sorry. And then the same line substitutes B into the second element of this list and checks if it delivers 0. And then the third component of this Boolean expression substitutes C into the second element of that list and checks it is 0. This is a code which makes this question very transparent. The idea here is that you can actually use Maple, the full strength of Maple, and when you format your question, you can reference the variables and symbols you define in your Maple code directly, like this. And they will be converted by MapleQ extension. By this MapleQ extension, they will be converted into actual content, properly formatted and everything. This is it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.